Political pressure while Lebanon's top footballers are facing a continual fight behind closed doors. Sport of Kings, how polo is overcoming the odds in China. On the crest of a wave, how wakeboarding took its newfound popularity to the Middle East. And playing for peace, while the Jordanian royal family are hoping to unite communities in conflict. Welcome to Sportsworld, Al Jazeera's regular look at sport around the globe. I'm Sana Hamouche. We'll start in Lebanon, where domestic football is in the middle of a crisis. The stadiums are empty, even for the league's biggest games, and it's not for a lack of interest. The grounds should be filled with tens of thousands of fans. As Zaina Khudar explains, the sport is suffering because of the country's politics.
It is the season's championship league. Yet there are no fans here to cheer on these Lebanese football teams. The 60,000-seat stadium is empty, but it is not out of choice. Football is the most popular sport in Lebanon, and any game played here could easily attract tens of thousands of spectators.
We don't feel like this is a match. It's like a training. The audience encourages us to play better.
This is the second season these players compete in empty stadiums. The Lebanese authorities have banned spectators due to the tense political atmosphere and fears of possible violence. Riots have broken out in the past, and they can easily turn into sectarian clashes. In this country, politics and religion are everywhere. The Lebanese Football Association complains that a lack of funds has allowed the political parties to step in and finance the sport.
All the football clubs are backed by a party. Ahd, for example, is backed by Hezbollah. Hariri supports Nijmi al-Ansar. Druze politicians support Safali, and the list goes on.
While the much-needed cash allows these teams to survive, tying the team to party politics has had a negative effect on some of the players.
Some of the teams, they are involving in like politics involved. So sometimes you see how they choose special players because of his certain religions or something like that.
For football fans, the ongoing politically charged atmosphere means they will only be able to watch the games live on television.
Football is very important in any country. All the people here need football because they forget it, all the problem.
So while in many countries football brings people together, here it divides, maybe because in Lebanon the rules of the game are different. Zaina Khudar, Al Jazeera, Beirut.
Now, if you think of athletics, you might imagine the 100-meter sprint, the marathon or the relay, but there are plenty of other track and field events all vying for spectators' attention. One of those is the shot put, which has a new ambassador. World champion Reshaping has an undoubted talent for getting himself and the sport noticed. Carrie Brown has more.
In August 2005, pole vaulter Yelena Isambayeva was the centre of attention as she became the first woman to soar over the 5-metre mark. In July 2006, Lu Zhang drew interest back to the 110-metre hurdles by breaking Colin Jackson's 13-year record, showing great Eastern promise ahead of Beijing. And now in 2007, Reshaping has made shot put a spectator favourite. But not for his World Championship gold medal performance in Osaka. No, his crowd-pleasing started well before he enjoyed golden glory. He first turned heads when he arrived at a meet in a rather eccentric strip.
I dressed in a cape and wore a mask and presented myself as the unknown shot putter and had a whole lot of fun. The fans were very much into it. The media was very much into it to promote this meet that was just kind of getting off the ground. And I'm just happy to be a part of it.
And so Reese's legend as a crowd pleaser was born. He has a few trademarks. If he wins an event, he takes to the track and runs a lap of honour. His 285-pound thrower's physique, a comical contrast to the honed slick frames of the 100-metre sprinters. And he always celebrates a win by biting into a juicy turkey leg. And that's not all.
I go out there. If I could bring juggling out there, it's just another talent that I have. I would love to do that, juggling fire. Do the Rubik's Cube just to show a little bit of intelligence. I had the glasses today, so it makes you look a lot smarter. And, wearing masks, just a lot of different things, variety, I guess, so everyone doesn't get bored of the same old, same old.
Reese's antics have won him a host of fans. His stunts are regularly viewed on YouTube, and he even has a Facebook site dedicated to a campaign to make him the 300th sexiest man in the world. But his clowning is in fact a serious bid to convince athletics fans that they need to pull their attention from the track to the field.
They do. I think there's some absolutely incredible events going on with the shot, of course. I think we're in an era of the shot put where we're getting a lot of quality, not only from the U.S., but from all over the world. And I'm excited to see, what happens. Hopefully we can get, 5 or 6 people over 70 feet.
Hoffa has been a breath of fresh air in athletics. In the 90s, trash talk between the world's top sprinters would fill the column inches. But now in this PR-spun world, the likes of 100-metre arch rivals Asafa Powell and Tyson Gay execute perfect media training by wishing each other well. An athlete's focus is invaluable, but Hoffa believes his fellow world champions should make an effort to let their true personalities shine through.
I think so. I think there could definitely be a lot more characters out there, people that I wouldn't say are crazy, but don't take themselves as seriously, ultimately. I mean, I don't take myself that seriously. I know that I'm just throwing a steel ball. Anybody can really do that. But just to add another element to it, to just say, you know what, I probably can't do the Rubik's Cube, so that makes him special. And that's ultimately what I'm trying to do.
The sport of polo is known as the sport of kings, with a rich past and association with aristocracy. It's not a sport you might associate with communist China, but that is changing. Polo is taken off, although enthusiasts have had to go to great lengths, even to crossbreed horses suitable for the sport. In China, polo ponies, like gambling, are banned. So Al Jazeera's Melissa Chan went to find out whether polo has a future in the country.
Horses all tacked up and ready to hit the field for a sunny afternoon's game of polo. Stable hands going through the barn for one last check, and spectators sneaking in to give a pet say hello to the horses. But these horses aren't exactly your standard polo ponies. We're in China, and authorities don't permit the importation of thoroughbreds. They consider the horse trade part of the horse racing industry, and gambling is illegal in China. So if you want to play polo, you can only crossbreed domestic horses and build a string of polo ponies from scratch, which is exactly what this man did. It took him 10 years.
I want to bring polo back to China because we have a history of horsemanship and polo. A lot of international polo colleagues support me. They visit and try to help out, provide advice, and I welcome polo fans from around the world to come to China.
It's Xia Yang's vision and will. He wanted to play polo, and now he's hosting an international tournament, inviting players from around the world to his polo club, Sunny Time Polo. Building a polo culture here may take some time. People do know the word polo, but only as a clothing brand.
Oh, it's not even polo, it's horseback riding. I'd get off work and people would ask me what would be up to. I would say riding, and they would be so shocked because so many people consider it a wild, dangerous activity to pursue.
Polo was once played in China, but in the dim and distant past. Tang Dynasty statues from 1,000 years ago show Chinese aristocrats playing the game. But China's communist revolution, based on a classless society, had no place for the sport of kings, until now. Because this is the new China, the one with several dozen billionaires and hundreds of thousands of millionaires. Wealth means the creation of leisure, and leisure for some means the pursuit of a certain lifestyle. Golf and tennis, it's just too plebeian these days. How does someone separate himself from the other billion people in his country? By joining the club.
Right now, polo in China is really about a handful of dedicated players who get together for the weekend. It will be some time before this sport really takes off in this country.
For starters, spectators still don't know what they're even watching.
I really don't know the rules. I'm just here to take pictures. No, I'm not really sure about even the basics of the game.
Yes, it's definitely polo, but with Chinese characteristics. This is the halftime show. No stomping of the divots for this crowd. But soon, enthusiasts here hope, more people will sign on, both to watch and play.
I hope more Chinese will learn how to play polo and that this sport will take off in the country.
Until then, the Chinese team will have to depend on games like these, with players around the world, to spread the word. And with so many international entrepreneurs keen on getting in on the action, both on the field and for business deals with their Chinese counterparts, that shouldn't be a problem.
We go all over the world to play, and what better place than China? And hopefully, as a result of this and other events that we plan to have for next year, the Chinese authorities and the Chinese youth and the Chinese people will be inspired and will take up the sport that they created for us.
And as the sun sets over the final minutes of the match, it's a tie between the home team and the international team. Not bad for Team China, if players who couldn't even trot a horse a few years before managed to hold their own. Then polo has a promising future in this country, perhaps a future to match the sport's past. Melissa Chan, Al Jazeera, Beijing.
As ever, you can keep up to date with all the latest sports news on our website, aljazeera.net/English. Stay with Sportsworld, because coming up, on the crest of a wave, we report on wakeboarding World Championships.